There's no doubt caimans attack humans, but how would they account for the huge number of missing passengers? Either there was a massive number of caimans at Abydos that night, or each predatory reptile was taking down one passenger after another. To test the multiple victim theory, I'm under the supervision of a reptile vet, and I'm scaling up my line and bait, big time, to trigger a first strike. Now I have its undivided attention.
I'm just trying to see how motivated it is to hang on to that meal.
I've used pig as bait, as I'm told its flesh tastes very similar to human.
I don't think that's a grip that's very easily broken.
This beast's instinct is to hold on to its prey at all costs. Why would they risk losing a catch by attacking multiple people in a matter of minutes? Time to cut and run and find out about the other theory. In a river as vast as the Amazon, could there have been hundreds of caimans in the area when the boat went down?
When a crocodile bites its victim, it deposits bacteria in the wound that cause long-term muscle damage.
When something is grabbed by a crocodile, it's not a sharp cut. There's a lot of bruising and pressure. You're talking 3,000 pounds per square inch. So if it grabs onto the leg of a horse, it's a good grab, it grabs onto it, it'll drag the animal in and under the water and hold it down to drown it.
There are two species of crocodile that inhabit Australia, the saltwater and the freshwater.
Freshwater crocodiles have a very long, thin, narrow snout, very short, sharp teeth. So the food items they're targeting are small food items, a lot of fish.
There's no record of any unprovoked attack by a freshwater croc on either horse or human.
In fact, in the wild, it's said you can swim with freshwater crocodiles, so they're not targeting large food items at all. A large mammal just isn't the type of prey that freshwater crocodiles target.
The saltwater crocodile is an altogether different beast.
The most distinctive thing about a saltwater croc is that big, gnarly head with those big, actually blunt, but long, penetrating teeth. Saltwater crocodiles will live in freshwater, saltwater, brackish water, mineral water. They don't care. Once a crocodile reaches 13, 14 feet and up, you're dealing with an animal that can take down a 1-ton water buffalo.
It seems more likely that the creature which attacked Glenn Burns' arm is not a shark, but a crocodile.
What they prefer is deep, dark, murky water because they are the masters of camouflage. That's how they get their prey. They will launch from an invisible position, up out of the water, grab whatever it is they're targeting, drag it back into the water in the blink of an eye.
Tonight, I know our target is real, but having seen what it is capable of, reality is cold comfort.
So close.
Like many predators, caiman are explosive hunters, but they eventually run out of steam, which allows us to secure it and haul it to shore. I keep Augustine's story in my mind. I have seen what these creatures are capable of. Fernando and his team have been studying the caiman population here for the past 5 years. Black caiman were hunted to near extinction, but protection has seen their numbers rise. The monsters are returning.
337 centimeters.
Just over 11 feet.
Yeah. Biggest we've got is 12 feet 2 inches. And that one weighed about 400 pounds. We've seen some big ones out there and hope to catch them soon.
God.
The black caiman in this relatively forgotten river are some of the biggest on Earth.
225 kilos.
275 pounds, pretty well on the dot.
Fernando tells me that after being set free, it's not unusual for the angry reptile to chase its captors up the beach.
Just be aware, right? When the tape comes off, he's and you can't stand there.
Just step back.
Just go closer to Ash.
Become like, is this good here?
Not
Low further back. Yeah?
that would do. Just be aware, though, right? We're gonna.
Right.
Okay.
Off.
Okay, now we go. Okay, come off again.
For me, seeing this creature in the flesh just underlines the idea that nature can inspire myths. A glimpse of this dragon-like caiman at night could easily be transformed into a fantastic monster.
New experience for me, but quite a monstrous animal to see that thing close up. Real beast.
It's a long, dark shape. It's hard to make out of this distance, though.
The creature emerges. But it's not a croc. The knob on its long, thin jaw is unmistakable. I can hardly believe what I'm seeing. This is a Gharial, possibly the rarest river monster of them all. This is one of the scarcest predators in the world. There's barely more than 200 of them left, and I am now close enough to get a real appreciation of the size of the animal. It's at least 15 feet, but also I can start to see those jaws, the jaws and the teeth. And I'll tell you, although scientists say these are specifically designed for catching and eating fish, when you're this close to one, the adrenaline is definitely pumping. For me, it's the encounter of a lifetime. Because of hunting and habitat loss, the Gharial is critically endangered in the wild and is now protected. The only thing separating me from it will be some wire fencing. Smorg, a 25-year-old, 16.5-foot adult male, is immediately alerted to my presence in the water. And within seconds, we are face to face. This is a very different proposition to the crocodile last night. Smorg is around twice the length and weighs in at around 2,000 pounds, nearly a ton. Knowing the power and strength of this living killing machine, it's horrifying and compelling at the same time.
That was actually a very strange experience indeed, because I'm realising now, as I sort of replay it, that I'm reacting to the situation in two completely different ways. As that my rational mind, fully aware that there's a metal grill there which is keeping me safe, but there's another more sort of ancient part of my mind just looking into those teeth and just knowing that I'm going to die. And of course, if that protection wasn't there, then absolutely.
He'd earlier seen a crocodile in this area, and what he'd done, he'd thrown stones at the crocodile to make it go away. He just saw the crocodile sink. He assumed then that it was actually, safe to go in the water.
crocodile grabbed him by the left leg. What crocodiles do, they try and pull you into deeper water to drown you. That's how they kill you before they then, you know, dismember you later on. But the crocodile actually then got tangled in the net. And the fisherman was able to actually come free of the crocodile's jaws. But you said there were 2 times, another time also, a crocodile attack? The second time was 2 years later, deploying the net, and as he's paying out the net, he felt something go like that on his toe. And this was a crocodile standing on his right foot. And at that point, he's thinking, you know, here we go again. And he managed to half get on the boat, right leg on the boat, and then the crocodile came along and grabbed his left leg again. One tooth of the crocodile went in his leg. Because the boat was in the way, the crocodile couldn't get a good grip on him. So eventually, the crocodile's grip slipped and he was able to escape. And I'm thinking this is a very lucky guy. I mean, he probably doesn't feel he's very lucky to have this happen to him twice, but the fact that he's escaped twice from the jaws of crocodiles, that is absolutely impressive by anybody's standards, and I'm really glad I don't have to earn my living fishing from this lake.
Croc! Just seen a croc. Just seen a croc. This looks quite big. Just more or less went right down onto a crocodile. Ah!
It looks right at me and keeps moving. I follow it, trusting in Brad's theory that the water is still too cold for this large reptile to be in feeding mode. But even if this is true, the croc will still bite me if I get too close to its head. And with a large, struggling object clamped in its jaws, it could then throw itself into a death roll, spinning its body with enough force to dismember me.
I am within about a foot of its tail. Unbelievable, unbelievable that I can get this close. I didn't even touch it. I've just touched its tail. Who would have thought this is possible? Holding the tail of a crocodile, a live crocodile underwater. But actually, in theory, it makes perfect sense. When their body temperature is low, and when we are on the bottom like this, not creating a silhouette against the surface, they don't see us as a threat, and I can do this. Unbelievable. Talk about putting theory into practice.
But it won't be long before the water, and crocs like this one, are getting dangerously warm. For now, though, the beast's intentions seem benign, and we're able to swim safely back to our boat. But I decide to rig camera traps at the edge of camp. I place 3 at different angles, looking out over the water's edge. But as I try to drift off, I hear something moving outside my tent and realize I'm not alone. That was a noise. Sort of crashing around noise. It's quiet now, but I think something was moving around out there. To investigate the noises that have been waking me at night. This is definitely 5. There's definitely been some action here. Let's just see what it all is. What on earth is that? Oh, good
grief. And there was a flash of open mouth and teeth. And that's a caiman. This is a point of view of having your face bitten by one of these things. Quite disturbing. It's got something in its mouth. Just a few bites, that's it, it's gone. Oh, what's going on there? There's other eyes in the background. What? Gosh! That's incredible. No wonder I've been hearing noises. My hammock is just a little way in that direction. Right, okay. Maybe I shouldn't hang around here too long.
Using the advice of fishing legend Bobby Fly, I'm going for a bait of buffalo fish. This, I hope, will let me get my hands on the alleged culprit. But I'm learning on the job. My best hope is to try and get into the mind of the gar.
I've only been here a very short time, and because so few people fish for these fish, you know, it's a big, ugly, stupid-looking fish, so let's use fairly basic tackle. And, you know, normally it's a thick bit of wire, some heavy line, and a big treble hook. I think they're actually quite sensitive. You know, you can still be sensitive even if you've got a sort of a bony mouth. And I think thick wire, they could feel that when they're chomping on it. And I think a treble hook as well. You know, there's a nice, soft, succulent bit of fish, and there's something else in there. Now, what's that? And I think they could spit it out. So I'm using a single hook, and the thing about that, it can just fold down nicely. It's not sticking out like, you know, 3 points on it.
Both Mark and I cast lines into the river, but it's the bait on the single hook that gets picked up.
Something's got it. It's moving right to left. Is it?
Yeah, it is.
I need to let the line run very freely to avoid the fish realising the bait's attached to anything.
It's a bit of a battle of nerves, this. Something's taken off. It's on the end. It's stopped. He's off again. He's off again. Yeah, rolling. That's good. Good sign. Right, it's going to be very soon.
Oh, I think it's off. Oh, no. It's coming toward us.
That's a small... It's a turtle or it's a small fish? It's coming in
it's a
very
little
easily.
gar.
Is it a needle nose? Look at that greedy thing. That greedy thing. Ah!
This gator gar has eyes bigger than its stomach. But at 3 feet long, it's a chance for me to test whether these fish have an aggressive character.
Right.
They grow at 18 inches their first year, so it's probably, you know, between a year and 2.
That tongue's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. There's those 2 rows of teeth on the top.
These teeth are 3/8 of an inch long, a quarter of the length of those of a fully grown gator gar.
Oh my God, you got bit, huh?
I was just in there trying to get the hook out.
Score 1 for the fish.
Yeah. It's a very young alligator gar with a big appetite. I'm just going to lob him back in the water. Whoops! Back in the water.
My idea that the gar is just a misunderstood, big, ugly, stupid fish has caught me out. Maybe it does deserve its reputation after all.
This fish has actually still got a lot of energy left. I brought it in on very heavy gear, so it's actually got a lot of energy left. Normally they'd be pretty tired out. I think I'm just going to slide him over the side, well ahead of our next fishing spot. So here we go. Back you go.
Even a fish this small has managed to draw blood.
Good battle scars.
It did, didn't it? But you can see the sort of the cut on it.
This is a setback to my theory that the gator gar may have been unfairly blamed for these violent attacks. The consequences, if this fish was scaled up to a monstrous 8 to 10 feet, are beginning to hit home.
When you think about a gar that size with teeth to match and a body like a torpedo, it really is a terrifying prospect.
Fish on!
Oh yeah. I've finally got a wolffish on my line, but I'm not the only one with an eye on my catch.
There's a caiman right in front of me.
I do the only thing I can think of,
I'm going to try and just pull this up on the side.
with the worst possible result.
I was trying to pull the fish up on the side because a caiman was after it, and I've lost it. I've lost it. Damn! Should have had that fish. If that caiman hadn't been there, I'd have probably had that fish. What I was trying to do was just slide it up on the side here. Hook came out. Hey. Damn!
I can't risk going back, even though I know wolffish are there. Caiman are territorial, and it was certainly not afraid of me. It feels unusual to be in the passenger seat, but I must tread gently if I'm to gain the tribe's trust. I'm here to learn, and for the time being, Ifan and his team seem willing to share.
It's quite an opportunistic type of hunting. It's whatever happens to come our way. But I think the most likely thing that we're going to encounter is maybe a caiman sunning itself on the sand. There's not much water in the forest, so animals are going to be attracted to the water. So it's just look out and be prepared to react quickly. We got one. There's one here. There's one here. We got a caiman.
The hunter's incredible speed and dexterity come from a lifetime of practice. There's enough poison on the end of just one dart to kill me. As Ivan prepares to fire, it's easy to see why the Matisse were once referred to as the Jaguar people. I've never seen a human look so animalistic, so predatory.
So I'm guessing the poison is taking effect. It's not completely paralysed, but it's incapacitated. It's going to come up at some point. The whole mood has sort of changed. There was quite a bit of excitement in terms of getting the shot in. Now, it's just waiting.
As the Caiman resurfaces, further deadly darts are fired.
Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it.
The more poison they can get into its bloodstream, the quicker it will succumb. They don't want to lose this valuable meal. Finally, the Caiman is brought aboard, where Ivan performs a brief blessing upon it.
The caiman is one of the more formidable predators that lives in the Amazon waters, but even this was no match for the poison on the end of these darts.
I come across one man who took on perhaps the most feared animal here when he was attacked by a crocodile. However, this time the croc didn't leave empty-handed. You know, not only did the crocodile actually make off with his foot, it had done so much damage to his lower leg that his leg was actually amputated above the knee. Unbelievably, I mean, he still fishes. As this picture here proves, he still goes out with just one leg, fishing in the very same lake where he had that encounter. He has a family to feed, so he has to keep facing the dangers. But he's not fished this long without learning a thing or two. So this tilapia in the picture, very interesting. He actually used that as live bait for Nile perch. He knows where the Nile perch are. He could tell me possibly the places to go and maybe the places to avoid. I think, you know, this could be a very useful lead. After a discussion of tactics with this fearless fisherman, I head back out onto Lake Chamo, armed with some inside information about good places to try. But to get to them, I have to pass a point known as the Crocodile Market, so called because it's a favourite spot for these lake giants to gather. Apparently, the largest Nile crocodile ever recorded lived on this lake, a beast about 20 feet long, and that was only a few years ago. Seeing this many crocodiles hauled out in the sun makes me realise just how many man-eating sized monsters are living in this lake.
Just the size of some of these creatures, just enormous. I've never seen so many big crocodiles in one place before.
And as they sink back into the water, I can understand why they say It's the croc you don't see that will kill you.
But I don't want to push my luck in this spot, because a predator even deadlier than a shark is on patrol. A saltwater crocodile. I'm careful to set up camp well back from the water's edge. The next morning, I get a visit from a local guide. He's been told I'm here and has a story that suggests I'm not being careful enough.
Yeah. Oh, just camping on the Pentecost River, and yeah, just decided to come out and attack us in the second night.
Dan Duncan and his girlfriend Sonia were on a fishing trip in the outback. Aware of the danger from crocodiles, they too pitched their tent well away from the water. But on this night, distance was no protection.
And was there all night, obviously, to about 3 o'clock until he decided to do something.
Somehow Dan's girlfriend managed to avoid the crocodile's jaws and escape, leaving Dan tangled in the tent and fighting for his life.
My arm was stuck with him and I was going over and he was slowly dragging me back towards the river. Luckily at the last minute he started to roll the other way and I unrolled my arm and I got out and he just slid into the river. People say you can stick your fingers in their eyes and stuff. It doesn't really work, you know. They pretty much, if a croc's got you and he's dedicated, and I don't think you're going to get away. Especially in that river. If he had to pull me down there, that's it.
To stay safe out here, I'm going to need eyes in the back of my head.
But there, just came up and went down again.
Still going, it's going across the river now. Ran something like 30, 40 yards downstream, stopped, stayed there for a couple of minutes. Then, well, it's been sort of moving across now.
Gonna tighten up and go, okay? Yep, this is a good sized fish. Got to bear in mind that there's wood down here, so I'm trying to keep the line high. It's very close to the boat, going past the boat. There it is, there it is, there it is.
Got her, guys.
Well done, fantastic.
It's an alligator gar, a living fossil that's been unchanged for more than 60 million years. The females grow bigger than the males, getting close to the size of an eel shark. So I'm in no doubt that I've brought in one powerful lady.
Right, what we're going to do, rather than try and bring the fish in the boat, because it's a heavy fish, is to take it to the beach here, where we can actually just gently slide it up on the sand.
Although the alligator gar is not descended from the prehistoric eel shark, it occupies the same position in the food chain of these warm, swampy waters. It's the apex predator.
There we go. That was the fish just gulping a bit of air. That's what they do when they're coming to the surface. So this fish is in good shape. As soon as we turn it loose, it's going to be perfectly happy.
But I'm wary of any predator that weighs in at over 120 pounds. There are obvious differences between the gar and the eel shark, but also similarities. Both have elongated bodies and are slow swimmers, only engaging full power when they launch sudden ambush attacks.
Right, this creature is very much the top predator in the water these days. And that's a double row of teeth it's got on the upper jaw.
The gar's nail-like teeth can make a mess of any prey, but the eel shark took its hardware to an even more devastating level.
If you can imagine something where every tooth has 2 prongs,
then any attempt to wriggle free would shred the prey alive. This 10-foot-long prehistoric predator was the largest freshwater fish of its time and grew bigger than any fish in these waters today.
the xenocanth, an eel-like shark, would have been 3.5 foot longer than this.
Eel sharks dominated the world's swamps and rivers for more than 100 million years, hunting the same waters as the ancestors of the gar.
Dense floating islands of vegetation. Perfect crocodile habitat.
It's right in the vegetation.
They can stay submerged for over an hour. You don't know they're there until they attack. Each time we spot one, it spooks and disappears. They seem very wary. But eventually, Alphonse grabs a baby one.
So this one's a salty?
Yeah, it's the older one. It's about 1 year old.
1 year? So this could belong to the big one. This could be one of the children.
One of the children for the big one.
So the squeaking noise. What is the squeaking noise?
Call the mother.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So you think maybe a good idea to put back now?
Yeah. We can put it back.
Normally, gar are caught before the water begins to cool down, well before the sun sets.
That's gone up. It's gone up again.
Most guides give up fishing by mid-afternoon.
Set it. There we go. That's it. Please be on it. You feel something?
Yeah. That's a fish. Ain't no turtle.
Oh, yes!
Oh, it's gone under the boat.
Keep the tip away.
That soaked me. I'm here 4 feet above the water and I got a splashing.
Yes!
Finally, it seems I am going to get face to face with my river monster. After fishing for 12 hours straight, just as dusk turns to night, I set my eyes on the giant fish.
It's pulling down.
Look at that rod tip.
Let's get him up. Do you want me to?
The most dangerous part of gar fishing is bringing the fish aboard the boat.
Coming over. Oh, there we go.
That's what we wanted.
That's exactly what we wanted.
That is exactly what we wanted. That's a proper size fish.
As the gar comes aboard, it thrashes its snout from side to side like a scythe. I haven't forgotten that 3-footer that got me.
This fish is almost 7 feet long.
Single hook.
Single hook.
Single hook. Okay.
The teeth of this gar are another ½ inch longer than those that scarred me earlier.
I think it's 123 pounds. Good.
Yes.
Finally getting my hands on the fish and seeing it face to face, I can begin to weigh up the evidence.
Actually laying hands on this prehistoric beast. This is fantastic. I mean, this is the creature that I came here to see. I mean, you hear people say, like Mark, that, you know, these things, they won't just devour a bait, they're so fiddly. They will just sit and chew it and maybe spit it out. You know, I've had fish take 100 yards of line even, 15, 20 minutes, you tighten down and there's just nothing on the end.
Gar don't bite pieces off their prey. They only eat what they can swallow whole. This puts humans off the menu.
For all this fierce reputation, you know, they do seem to be, you know, they certainly look the part, but I'm not sure that they actually act up to the part. Ooh, what a thing, what an animal.
This gator gar seems too gentle-natured to cause deliberate harm.
Interesting that here's the bait. It's not, you know, it hasn't taken it down. The bait is, oh, here we go, there we go, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, girl, don't worry, you're going back in the water in a moment.
Yeah, maybe we'll throw that after as a little consolation. But no, it's interesting, when it just did that, the whole upper jaw sort of expanded, didn't it? You know, when it actually came up and
You can actually see the gaps where there's actually flesh in between, and the head's allowed to expand.
Yeah.
Right through these two little veins, right through here, and up through here. You see that separation from the jaw? See how that actually gives? There's flesh in between these areas, as well as up and through here. See that? This is solid. Right here's flesh that attaches the joints, so it allows the head to flex and move.
The skin that joins these armoured plates allows the gar's jaw to expand. But not so much that it could consume a person or even a human limb.
It's very tempting just to keep it out and admire it, you know, but I think, you know, what is important, although this animal is an air breather, I think it is very much time to get it back in. So I think one last look and back in the water. Up.
Oh. See how it's doing? Okay, you got it?
Okay. Very hard to hold.
Hey, and you got the heavier end.
I've got the heavy end, I've got the bony end.
This female gator gar measures 6 feet 8 inches. She's longer than I am tall. Then, once again, the gar draws blood. She has a 14-inch long mouth full of some 500 teeth.
That's not actually the teeth of the animal, that is the back of a scale or some scales.
Slicing across.
Yeah, as the fish, my hand, with the weight of the fish on my forearm there, the fish just slid back, and I'm sliding that way is fine, sliding this way, the rear points of these triangular scales stuck in. The Native Americans used to use them as arrowheads, and I can sort of see why now. I've got a big old scrape down my arm there from the scales. Anyway, should we get...
I believe I've seen enough to clear the gar's name.
You've got that, yeah?
It's time to return this specimen to the wild and reflect on other possible suspects.
Okay.
A little higher.
Lift it up. Okay.
Ta-da, baby.
There it goes. There it goes.
Excellent.
Fishermen that hunt the arapaima fish here in the Amazon regularly expose themselves to river monsters that have no need to prove their deadly nature. I've heard a tale of a killer caiman in these waters, so I head out after dark to see if I can find it. But it seems like I'm the one being watched. There are eyes following my every move.
I'm out at night hunting caiman. There's one in these waters apparently that is absolutely man-eating size. They say it is close to 20 foot.
Caiman's eyes reflect my flashlight, making them easy to spot.
Oh, there's one.
Maybe I can grab a small one to have a closer look.
Too fast. Too fast. Yes! Gotcha. That's a caiman. Just having a close look at this animal here, I can really now understand why this is one of the most feared creatures in the Amazon. Just imagine this thing scaled up. I mean, those teeth, that sort of armor-plated body, yeah, it is just the perfect design for taking out just anything else that lives in this river. So it's basically a big one of these that was responsible for the death of that poor fisherwoman. She just went over it in her canoe and it just surfaced, flipped over the boat and then grabbed her when she fell into the water.
Seeing how many caiman there are in these waters makes me realise that it is as much the company that Arapaima keep that makes them such risky prey to hunt.
Numbers don't have the same impact as a demonstration.
To get an idea of it, it's something a bit like this.